Look at this. This is a humpback anglerfish known as a black sea monster.
Spanish researchers say they have captured what's believed to be the first images of a rare deep-sea fish.
There's a fish living 2 miles down that has never once seen the color red. Not because it's blind, because red light doesn't reach where it lives, and neither does sunlight, warmth, or silence broken by anything other than the click of something else hunting in the dark. Here's what we're actually covering in the next 5 minutes. We're dropping straight down, past the point where sunlight gives out completely, into a layer of ocean so large it holds more living space than every other habitat on Earth combined. Not because it's empty, because it's the opposite, and we've barely started cataloging what's down there. By the end of this, you'll understand why finding a new deep-sea species gets compared, seriously, to finding a new planet. Sunlight in the ocean doesn't fade evenly. It gets eaten, wavelength by wavelength. Red disappears by about 50 feet. By 650 feet, only blue light remains. Past 3,300 feet, there's nothing left. Oceanographers call it the midnight zone, permanent dark. Crushing pressure, temperatures just above freezing. It stretches down to roughly 13,000 feet, and it makes up the largest habitable space on the entire planet. Bigger than every forest, every desert, every grassland combined. Most of us couldn't name a single thing that lives there. If you had zero light and almost no food falling from above, what would you evolve into? The anglerfish's glowing lure isn't its own light. It's bacteria, living, cultivated, housed in a special organ, a built-in lamp. The fish essentially farms in exchange for a free fishing tool. That partnership had to evolve in lockstep, in total darkness, or it doesn't work at all. And in some species, the male fuses permanently to the female's body, losing his eyes, his organs, becoming little more than a pair of gonads riding along. Biologists think mates are simply too rare down here to risk losing one. Ever. With no sunlight and no plants, where does anything get its food? It falls from above constantly as marine snow, dead plankton, scales, waste, drifting down for weeks before it ever reaches this depth. It's not a side dish, it's the entire food web. That's why life down here runs slow, patient, calorie conscious, built for scarcity, not abundance. Here's what actually changes the story. Most deep-sea creatures don't fight the crushing pressure at these depths. They survive it by having almost nothing for it to break. No gas-filled cavities, no rigid structures under tension. Just soft tissue, pressure passing through rather than against. And that raises an uncomfortable, still unresolved question. How many species down here die and dissolve the moment they're pulled toward the surface, lost between one depth and another, before we ever get the chance to name them? We may be losing species we never even confirmed existed. The Midnight Zone isn't empty. It's the largest living space on Earth, and we've explored less of it than we have the surface of Mars. Every glowing shrimp, every fused anglerfish pair, every slow-moving shape caught briefly in a submersible's light, it's a reminder that the largest chapter of life on this planet is one we've barely started reading. The ocean isn't hiding these creatures from us. We just haven't gone looking long enough or carefully enough yet. Stick around, there's a lot more down here.